Alright, welcome to the couch stretch, fully unpacked. Honestly, the most common thing I see is people want to get into the couch stretch and they immediately come at it with some crazy move like, alright, now I'm in this couch stretch, and like they're cranking on their muscles, they're arching in their low back, thinking like, when is this quad gonna release? When it's really such more of a methodical process of getting the most out of the end range of each of your joints. And it begs the reason, like, a good way to do that is to go gradually, not be asking for full ankle dorsal extension, with strength, and full knee flexion and full hip extension. Those are three very end range movements in three different joints that you need to really, really gradually and methodically work your way in, and check in with yourself every time along the way to make sure you can tell, do I have strength in this movement, and can I calm breathely in this movement? A good indication of that is, can I make it more or less intense under full control and feeling safe? And what I'm doing now, maybe I'll switch legs for a better view, is working my way into couch stretch joint by joint. And so at first, before I developed in this, and I still have a long way to go, I could only go like this. I didn't have enough tibialis strength to point my toe. So when I would do that, it would, be painful and irritate the ankle joint, or would pull the tibialis tendon a little bit too much because I hadn't trained those muscles. So fast forward a few years of doing tib raises, and now I can bring my foot from here to the big toe to where I have active pressure through the top of my big toe, and that goes through the long head of the ankle joint into tibialis strength. So and I am then the most regressed version of the couch stretch. I haven't even begun working on knee flexion. I'm right now just making sure that I can press into the wall, and I'm controlling my force that's moving through my body. I'm pressing into the wall, generating force, and actively flexing this glute, trying to get that to the ground, but preventing my chest from going to the ground by holding active force in your palms. And so you've just transformed a stretch just to get the rec fem, as it's generally associated with the couch stretch, a little bit looser. And here you find yourself on this, you can get into forceful push-ups here while still elongating the front of the hips and working your way into a comfortable space where you can start to really tug on that whole quad complex. And this is also going to allow you to really focus energy and strength into getting those glutes solid, because we're going to be asking more of them as we move up into the next progression. So this is where I like to hang out for the second part of it, and I'm still making sure I can get an active press through the top of the foot, straight ankle if you can, active shin, and I start to work this adductor, because that's going to be the muscle you need firing with lots of juicy blood flow in there, so you can use it to press into your quad for the couch stretch. This movement to do safely with a straight back is all generated from the adductor. We don't want to see any rounding of the spine trying to get more range, like your chest is actually going to the ground and it's not coming from where it should come from, which is inner hip mobility. So I'm controlling quality by making sure I can keep an active arch by pulling my big toe towards my heel. That means that I'm engaged. My glute is firing on this side, and you can start getting into adductor reps while actively pressing back with this foot and lengthening and mobilizing your quad. again, we've just changed a mobility exercise to a heart rate increasing neuromuscular pump, really. Following that, I've worked up to this to where I can still have active glutes. If you want to back up a sec and make sure you can get those glutes firing at short range, I like to pulse the leg up, really get that glute active before going back into a progressed but elevated knee pigeon. And this is really nice because you can then rechannel where that force and energy is localized or shared between the top of the foot, tibialis, pushing into the wall, active trap threes and upper back, to where you're controlling the lowering and uppering of your torso with that glute, leveraging it longer, breathing for every push. So this is all coming from the hips. Active glute, active shin, active other glute. Should get some trap threes in. And if you're really feeling confident in your tolerance of your lower back because you've been on the back extension for over a year and you're confident and robust, you can give it some round and then open. And that is a really nice but very advanced and should be treaded lightly in maneuver to get that lower QL kind of stretching and opening up the lower lumbar vertebral sections. I've pulled my back out trying that, thinking I was warmed up enough to round the spine and then give it lateral decompression. And so that's why I say tread lightly with that one, but if your spine's resilient enough, it can be kind of a thing that's like, oh, very relieving. Anyway, I hope this helps, and I'm gonna do it on the other leg.